think of me when you hear love pickup songs? Do you think of me and want to apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me?
Hello and welcome to the Super Business Women Show here on Intellectual Radio. It's your girl CEO Lexi with All Things Couture, and I'm joined here with my lovely co-hosts.
Hey, great big world out there. This is Shavana of the Financial Field. Lexi, you sounded so excited saying all things couture.
All Things Couture.
I love it. Love the energy.
Happy Women's Month. It's Sharon Locked, Love, Loans, and Lifestyle.
And I like the roses. Okay, springtime come through.
She is ready.
Yes.
She is ready for this weather.
Today is beautiful.
I want some toe out weather when my toe get better.
Here we go with this
The toe has made its entrance.
Here we go with
Welcome,
this toe.
Char's toe. But absolutely, I am excited. We have a great show today. We have two guests. We are still celebrating Women's History Month. So, all this good empowerment. We have Nicole Sane from Transcend Wellness. And I'm not going to butcher her name. So go ahead. Come on.
Quenisha Huff from Old Soleil Bar and Grill.
There it is. Quenisha. Is that it? Did I get it?
It's with a Q.
Yes.
Quenisha. It's the spelling, I think, that was throwing me off.
Is it Q-O-R?
No.
Q-U-I-N-I.
Well, I can't really talk that good. So maybe I'm just not the right person. I call her something different.
What
So-
do you call her? Can we call her that?
No, you
Okay.
cannot call her what I call her.
Can we just call her Q?
If she gives you permission, absolutely.
We're going to find out when she
Yes.
joins us. And you know what? Interesting enough is that I have had some allergy and sinus issues this week, ever since last weekend, the award show. When I got home, it was just like, whew, allergies, untreated, sinus infection.
But
so I
it's-
didn't do our commercial. And I usually do the reel with the voices. And I was
Yes.
like, I was going to have to call Shavana and ask her how to pronounce, because I do not want to butcher anyone's name.
And I was up like literally. This has been a long week for me. Actually, today is the deadline. But it's the weekend, so it's gonna happen on Monday. But this has been like a really, really long week.
Yeah, y'all
So
ain't
when-
heard from me.
Whenever in question, you always call them by the last name. And the infamous Mrs. or Miss.
Right. And see, that's what I do. See, in
But
business,
see, we
she's
didn't
Mrs.
have
Huff.
that, so I didn't know if it was Mrs. Miss, so it was.
Well,
It don't matter, Miss.
As long as you
Miss.
do Miss.
Right. It
It
doesn't matter.
covers.
Right. It covers the whole umbrella. So in business, she's Mrs. Huff in
Mrs.
business
Huff. Okay.
across the board. Now, outside of business, yeah, she's
We know
something
she's your
else.
friend and she's
No,
got
no,
a
no, no.
special name.
No,
You ain't
like-
got to put it in
Right,
our face.
right.
No. So
We gonna
anybody
find out this secret name.
No, so everybody teases me about this. I give everybody a name, and it's somehow related to food, because
Oh.
I love desserts. So like anything that I call someone, it's gonna be related to food. Like one of my best friends, I call her Sugar Plum, and that's because I like plums. Do she like plums? Absolutely not.
So it's all about you here.
Absolutely.
All roads lead back to Shavana.
That absolutely.
I have no problem with that. I told you what I'm on. I'm adopting my son's theme. All roads lead back to him. I ran into him at the restaurant on the way. I saw him leaving the restaurant. And so I pulled over and he goes, "Hey, you look cute. Oh, what's going on, Mom?" Oh, he made small talk and he was just like looking in my purse and he's like, "Oh man, that's a really nice wallet." I said, "If you don't put my Louis Vuitton wallet back down," the next thing I know, he had taken all the credit cards and stuff out and dropped them in my purse and was like, "Yeah, thanks for the gift Saturday. Look, I'm blessed."
My man, he did the right thing.
She gonna get him later.
Girl, he can keep that wallet. I'm like, then you know what? When he had it in his hand, I said, "Hold it up." I said a prayer, may all things good flow his way.
I know that's
So
right.
yeah.
That's what he needed. He was telling you he wanted one, so he finally got one.
He never told me. He just all things lead back to him. You got to understand what this is, a special type of kid. Well, young man. All roads lead back to dude.
Right. So any name that I give someone, like Shar was explaining to us about 3 weeks ago, her friends is not just her friends, they're her family. And I feel that. And she uses my in front of it. I do too, because I know that I'm territorial. And so I'm so quick to say my. And that's
So she's your my Q. That's what she is to you.
that's one of
my
the names.
Miss Hooks.
That's my
cue.
secret name. We don't know.
But you didn't hear the
We
food
gonna
part,
find
so
out.
it don't even matter.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna get to the bottom of
Wait a
it.
minute. So what kind of cuisine does she make?
You're gonna find out when we do the interview.
Oh,
ma'am.
because I was gonna guess her name by you telling me what kind of cuisine she
You would
makes.
never guess it because it's gonna be something so off the wall, something so
Like
ludicrous.
Miss Dorito or something. My Dorito.
No, like maybe burnt rice,
Burnt rice is
baby
insane.
bullfrog knuckles, like something you would never think of. But if you know me, you know that makes all the sense in the world because you know me, and that's just my personality, that's my attitude, that's my character, and I love food.
So when I moved into the whole 40 thing, I became my mom. I'll butcher the name. So, or I won't remember, or you'll look like I met someone and his name was, I think, Larry. And I was like, oh my God,
Still don't
Tony.
remember.
Right. I'm like, oh my God, you look like a Tony. He corrects me every time. And then after about a year, he stopped correcting me. He just responds to Tony.
Now that's what I do to all the guys that I know that I kind of have a relationship with. Like I just changed their entire name. Like for instance, my niece, like her husband name is something totally different, and I named him Cedric. And one day he asked me, he said, "Why is my name Cedric?" And I said, "I don't know. You just look like
Like a
your name
Cedric.
should be Cedric to me." And he was like, "Okay." So when people come around and they call him Cedric, because they didn't heard me call him Cedric, he doesn't answer. And people think I'm crazy. So when I say Cedric, he answers. And that's his name doesn't even start with a C. His name starts with an O. So
Okay.
yeah, I will rename you in a heartbeat.
This with an O. Okay.
Just call me Lex, y'all.
No,
Don't forget
no,
the CEO.
Right. And see, that's what I do. So now I'm trying to find a name for you.
You know what? Sometimes people will call me Alex, and that I'll be like, that's not my name. You have to fix that because I don't know where you get Alex out of Lexi. Like, I don't know. It's kind of a jumble of
Maybe
word.
the Alexa.
Well, that's Alexis, but Alexis commonly isn't Alex as a nickname. So that's why it was confusing for me. Anytime somebody say Alex, I'm like, where you
Well,
get
maybe they
Alex?
couldn't pronounce it. Like for a long time. And I'm only saying
How
that
can you not pronounce Lex? It's
I-
one syllable. You
you
learned that
just
in
never
first
know
grade.
what a person can pronounce. This is like for the longest time, I could not pronounce her name at all. Your last
Alexis?
name.
Oh, Arce. Well, that's
Arce.
understandable.
And
Yeah.
when you said find me on, so I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do it because I know the way that technology
Yeah.
works. It may just automatically find me. So yeah, no, I'm not finna try
No,
to
I
spell
get it
that.
for my last name.
No,
Absolutely.
I can't
But
do it.
Alexis, come on now, or Lexi, Lex. It's too easy.
Did you see? I sent you a meme yesterday on the way to work. I thought about your baby and what you must be enduring to have birthed Sagittarius.
A meme.
I sent you a meme early yesterday morning. I'll show it to
Are
you.
you
after
talking
the
about in
show.
my texts?
Yes.
You sent me a reel. And
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? A girl was trying to get my car washed. And I'm like, what did she send me about somebody dating
A
somebody
Sagittarius.
that was a Sagittarius?
It was dating how you date a Sagittarius.
No, you sent me the wrong one.
Oh, I did.
Yes. And I was like, I was so
So
confused
that's
because
what I get. For
it was
doing
something about
things.
dog owners. And I'm like, I'm a cat lady. I was very confused, Shar. I was like, this is very unlike Shar.
But you know, it's the thought
It's
that
the
counts.
toe. The
because
toe
It's
sense.
the
It
toe,
was the
yeah.
toe.
The
The
toe
toe.
sense.
Yeah. It was the
It's-
toe.
it's-
that said
Because it was
gotta
like
be.
so, and I was like,
I was so confused.
Yeah, see, I don't get any messages like that. I'm usually the one that sends out messages every morning to like friends. Like it's just crazy. I just want to get people day started, and it's always something crazy.
So I'm not going to tell you where I saw it. I saw it somewhere, and I was like, "Oh my God, she can relate to this. She's raising Sagittarius."
It was absolutely out of the blue. But then you did tag me in something on Facebook, which is actually my talking points today.
It was
Whoop,
excellent,
whoop.
wasn't it?
It's something very common in the industry. So I actually had started writing on this topic and then kind of moved on. And then we've had interviews and things. So I didn't really get into it too much. But yes, interpolations and sampling.
So you got your confirmation.
Yes, to get it
That's how
done.
the spirit
And I got it
usually works.
done. So I was excited about that. And I was like, oh, I love everything about this because it's really the post in itself was kind of like just don't rush to respond to things, but the actual music industry aspect of it, I love those parts. I love because it gets deep and it's just like,
So when I read the whole article initially, I was like, when I read the beginning of the article, I was like, this is something you can take, in every aspect of life. Take the moment to digest because it will not feel, look, or be interpreted the same the next day.
that's true.
as I continued to read, I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to love this. This is everything she touches on and talks about as it relates to music.
And I'm learning so much about music, like in my own little mind. When I'm in my groove, I just be singing, and I be off key, and it's okay because I don't care. Because I know you're gonna promote it just because you love me.
I don't agree to the promotion.
And look, I'm the only one that can
song.
sample it. No, I could put
So-
an extra few words in there, like you.
I have a question for you. Is your whole name Alexandria?
No, it's Alexis.
Okay, so it's Alexis. So that's where my girlfriend said Alexandra equals Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. Or Alexander, anything like that beyond Alexis. Alexis is Alexis or Lexi or Lex.
Mhm.
And that's just my personal preference, but I think I speak for all Alexises when I say that. All right.
And just don't call me late for
There's a
dinner.
Gemini moment there. I do want to talk about some events. Like I said last week, I attended the 312 Music Awards. It was a great event, beautiful. I took home the trophy,
You go, girl.
graphic designer of the year.
Yes.
She said it was a nice event. Of course, it was nice. You walked away.
No, I mean just in general, like the
the
building,
atmosphere.
the
Being
love,
a winner
the
makes
energy.
the event all that and then some. No matter what it is, really, it turns everything wonderful.
I'm not gonna say it didn't hurt. It helped. So, but no, it was a great event. The atmosphere, the energy was really beautiful. There was some really amazing music industry professionals and artists in the building. A lot of legends were in the building, so it was really nice. I didn't stay through the whole thing. Of course, y'all know me. I like to slide out of events before they're over. However, yes, I did receive graphic designer of the year, and I was very excited about that. And speaking of award shows, there's an award show tonight. The Forever Grateful Awards starts at 6 p.m. That is at 1150 North Lamont in Chicago. That is hosted by Bodil and Sasha Gohard. And I am up for 2 categories there for Promoter of the Year and Manager of the Year. I really like these award shows because it gets to show that, yes, when I say that's one of my jobs, that's one of my
That's
jobs.
one of them. You got
Yeah.
many.
It's a lot of them.
There's nothing wrong with being a jack of all trades.
Well, no, being a jack of all trades is okay, but being a master because she's up for awards and she's winning is
Yeah,
what puts
Because
you
I
on
don't
the
like
map.
the saying when they're like jack of all trade, master, and I'm like,
that
no, I have to
reduces you.
master them all.
you have the masters.
I have
yes.
ADHD. We're gonna get this done. We'll figure it
By
out.
all means.
Well, wait a minute. I don't have it, and I still get things done. So what does that call?
No, I'm just saying like a jack. When they say jack of all trades, master of none, like that to me, like I don't want to be called a
I don't
jack of
know,
all
someone
trades.
Because you
actually-
start a lot of things, you have a lot
Yeah.
of things, and see nothing through.
Yeah,
Well, somebody
I'm
told
gonna
me
see 'em
master
through.
of none one day, and I was like, master of none. Wait.
Yeah, that means
And-
that you're
and-
doing all these
no,
things,
I
but you're
didn't-
not
It
mastering
didn't
any of
hit
them.
me
Yeah.
at that very moment, but maybe like 2 weeks later, it hit me. Girl, I ain't never took a picture so clear in my life. I took a picture of not only my master's degree
Oh.
in forensic accounting from Roosevelt, I even took pictures of my transcripts with a 3.97 summa cum laude and sent it to them and told them, I'm sorry, I do have a master's.
That was the latest response ever,
was.
but she got him back. You
it
know,
was.
But it was so out of line with what they were talking about.
It didn't matter. I just heard masters, and I know. I
But see,
went
well,
to
no,
school.
they're
That's
just saying
gonna-
that you're doing a lot of things. So, like, say you do crocheting and then you sew baby shoes.
I
or you
get
do
that
all
it
these
means-
different
So say
things,
this.
but you don't master
don't-
any
so-
one of those.
right,
no,
so-
no, I got it. I did, but I just wanted to show
You just
them.
wanted to clap back.
Right, like
Period.
here,
No,
boo.
mhm.
I paid 96, 179.18 for this. Yeah, I know the price. I do know the price of my masters.
I didn't
Yes.
pay that because well, CPD paid.
I was very confused.
Yes,
But
I know the
But I
price.
do want to get back into my events.
right.
GS The Brand and Don Relent presents Paid in Full, which is Friday, March 28th, 7 p.m. That's at Baseline, which is located at 2239 South Michigan Avenue in Chicago. Tickets are available on Eventbrite. I was supposed to say Mondays first, but
And then
It's okay.
you know what you have to do with baseline. Please make sure you have good knees and some flats.
standing
Those
room only.
stairs are never
Oh,
ending. It's
stairs.
about 65 stairs, and that's no exaggeration. It's on the second landing, but these stairs, I feel sorry for anyone who is inebriated because, man, it can go bad for you.
Well, generally with these type of events, I do tend to wear flats. I'm not gonna lie, I've been wearing flats for a long time. I've just kind of got really comfortable. But again, I'm coming out of hibernation. I'm gonna, go get the pedicure and the toes will be out.
You'll be towing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're hiding right now. So then don't forget, guys, Monday's the grocery giveaway over there at the Orchestration Institute. That's 4757 West Lake Street in Chicago. That starts at 5 p.m. Go get them free groceries. That is every Monday. But this Monday in particular, I think they got something special going on. So be there at 5 p.m. And then I got a new event that I was told about yesterday, and I got the pleasure of doing the flyer for. Shy Bliss, the crown holder, presents the Aries vs. Everybody Birthday Bash, which will be on Friday, April 11th at 9 p.m., 1518 East 63rd Street in Chicago. Yeah, sections available, and there is a $20 donation at the door. Give that on
I
to the
wish I
birthday
could
boy.
be there. Oh, I wish I could be there.
1518 63rd.
1518 East 63rd Street.
So that's right before Stony. Okay.
You
I
know
was
better
just
than
trying to
I do.
figure
A
out-
happy birthday, Shy Bliss.
I always try to find my way.
It's befitting that he's an Aries.
Oh, okay.
Personality.
Well,
Was it? Oh, okay.
No, I mean, my sister's one of the best person in my life, one of the best people in my life, I should say. She's an Aries. So I get along with them well.
There it is.
they all right.
Oh,
No.
well, all right.
No, my brother is an Aries. I like him on Thursdays,
I
but I
wouldn't
love
date
him
him.
every other day.
But I wouldn't date him.
Right, yeah.
But, you know.
No, I love my brother. I do. It's just we like oil and water with a splash of vinegar when we were coming up. I was so combative. Like, don't tell me what I can't do. Don't do that.
Well, after you
need
sent
to
that picture to
relax.
the masters about your masters, it sounds like nothing has changed.
I tell you.
With the transcripts, by the way.
Yeah, because I had a
Transcripts is crazy.
3.95. And I was summa cum laude. That is something to be proud of.
It
Shavonna,
is.
you
Congratulations.
do, but you get don't girl.
You gotta know me, Shar. You don't
Sometimes
know
you
me.
just got to keep your own peace within yourself.
That
And
part.
just let
that
people,
was peace.
and
That
let
was so
people
peaceful.
think whatever they want to think.
But that
or,
was so
you know,
peaceful to me.
I mean,
That was peaceful to me. And he never said it again.
Yeah,
Never.
probably because he was just like, oh wow.
took that a little too far.
What the heck?
You got off on the wrong.
He did tell me you waited 2 weeks to send me this, and I was like, yes.
Girl, that means he was living in your head rent free for 2 weeks.
Yeah, some stuff you just
Some
gotta let
stuff
out.
you
It
gotta
wasn't
let go.
rent-free.
There's room in there, girls. Listen, I'm not reserving anything that's not making me money.
It did
It
make me
is.
money.
Okay. Well, big money.
So my topic today is going to be interpolations and sampling. So in music production, both sampling and interpolation involve using elements of existing songs, but differ in how these elements are used. So in music sampling, there's direct copying, which is taking a portion of a sound recording, which is the drum beat, melody, or vocal phrase, and incorporating it into a new composition. If you don't know what these words mean, get a dictionary.
Google.
An original
don't got no
sound.
dictionary.
This is intellectual radio. You're listening. You better know what these mean.
Yeah, but they don't. And they
They
don't
gonna learn
have
today.
dictionaries. They going to Google.
So, Google's fine. Original sound is using a sampled material in its original form with minimal modifications. In order to sample legally, producers must obtain permission from the copyright holder and pay any fees or royalties in order to clear the sample. So that's basically sampling in a quick little gist. I do want to say, if you are interested in sampling a record that is out there and it's a major, or even if it's a minor industry or independent industry, if you are interested in sampling and you need a sample cleared, you need to get in contact with DMG Clearances Incorporated. That is owned and established by Deborah Manis Gardner. And I do want to give a shout out to her because it is Women's History Month. And this is a women-owned and run company. She has been clearing samples for just about anybody you can think of for over 40 years. And you can find out more information at www.dmgclearances.com. She is responsible for a lot of the major clearances and a lot of the disputes and getting those handled and getting people their money. So Shout out to DMG Clearances Inc. So, interpolation involves recreating a portion of a song, which is the melody, chord progression, or the rhythm in a new composition rather than directly copying the original recording. The material is often modified or reinterpreted in some way, like changing the tempo, the key, or the instrumentation. Since interpolation involves recreation rather than copying directly, it typically doesn't require sample clearance or royalties. However, in the industry, we do courtesies, and a majority of people still will credit where they got the original sound from with interpolation. However, sometimes it's just not legally required. And we're going to get into that too. So the differences here again, sampling is using a direct snippet of a drum beat from, like, for example, a classic hip hop song into a new track. An interpolation is recreating the melody of a famous pop song in your new composition and using your own instruments and arrangements. Now, keep in mind the distinction between sampling and interpolation can sometimes get confusing, and copyright laws may vary depending on jurisdiction. It's always best to consult with a music clearance professional like DMG or an attorney. And if you are in the Chicagoland area, I do recommend Lawyers for the Creative Arts. They are a nonprofit. You can find out more information at pili.org or give them a call at 312 649 4111. Again, that's 312 649 4111. So I do want to get into some famous samples and some famous interpolations. And I'm only going to give you two examples, well, one of each. So I went with MC Hammer's You Can't Touch This, which is a huge song, won a Grammy.
It was.
So it samples the prominent opening riff of the Rick James song Super Freak, which is repeated throughout the recording. So in 1990, Rick James actually sued MC Hammer for using the sample without permission. Now they settled out of court, and MC Hammer ended up crediting Rick James as a co-composer, and this earned Rick James his first and only Grammy. And You Can't Touch This has remained Rick James' highest earning record in his catalog. And
Wow.
he didn't even, it was just based off that sample. So that's how important it is to either credit, get that permission prior to releasing a song, because You Can't Touch This was a huge record.
It was.
Won a Grammy. It's still used.
And everybody was
it's
learning
still
that dance,
used in
including
sync.
me.
On television, movies, commercials. So huge record. And for a piece of his song, a piece of Rick James' song to be the reason he's constantly had money coming in and didn't even really need to make any more music. So that's why it is important to get those samples cleared and to make sure you are crediting the original writers, authors, composers. So the interpolation example, I'm going to use The Post You Tag Me In. So Beyonce's Energy on her Renaissance album used an interpolation of Khalees's 2003 hit Milkshake. So Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo of the Neptunes, they're credited on both Milkshake and Energy. Khalees got wind of this, and she kind of went onto social media and she said some things. And according to Khalees, the Neptunes only credit her as a performer when they release the song. Performers are not compensated for interpolations. So even, and I'm not sure because this is going to be allegedly, so I don't know if she wrote the song or if they all wrote it together. But the fact is that she's not listed as a writer on the song. And at the time when Beyonce's team producers utilized that interpolation of Milkshake, Khalees wasn't listed. So they went ahead and they did credit the Neptunes for, writing and production and whatnot. But Khalees wasn't credited. So Khalees was upset, rightfully so. And if this is the case, it's deeper than Beyonce. It was about the original release and how it was released improperly. So it is important as an artist, whether you're in the majors or you're independent, to make sure that you are credited properly in every aspect of your music release and registration. So ultimately, due to the public backlash and probably because of the issues with the credits, Beyonce ended up removing the whole entire interpolation, and because she actually did give credit to Khalees, but something amongst rubbed her the wrong way, and she said, "You know what? Never mind."
I think it was a social media
Yeah.
It had to be.
disrespect.
And
A-
she ended
and
up
she ended-
removing the whole interpolation. However, and took her off those writing credits. However, Pharrell and Chad Hugo still are listed as a writer.
She ended up giving her credit too.
She gave her
Credit.
gave her credit,
Credit.
and then when she removed the whole entire interpolation, she took it off because it's a courtesy. You know, regardless of whatever happened when the milkshake was originally released, that's not up for Beyonce's
Absolutely.
team or discretion to figure out. That song was, if it was improperly released, that is something that Khalees and her team needed to handle with the production team
And
or
yet
management.
she get on social media and she drug Bay of
Yeah.
Beyonce. I'm surprised she survived that because those beehives are something else.
And Beyonce is pretty much notorious for crediting artists properly, because that same exact song Energy also samples Tina Marie's Ooh La 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 and Explode by Big Frida, and they are both credited as sampled artists, performing artists, and songwriters. So they have all those credit points right there.
But I love what she did. Let's just remove it. I'm still.
So could it
Beyonce
have
with
been
or
an
without it.
oversight on accident and not done intentionally? Like, could it have
On
been a
whose end?
mistake?
What was it? It wasn't a mistake because she gave her credit. So
She credited, no, she didn't originally credit
Right,
her
that's what I'm
because
saying. Originally, she didn't get
Well,
credit.
she
didn't
wasn't
deserve it.
listed as a writer.
legally she wasn't
Yeah,
obligated because
She didn't
wasn't-
have to because it was an interpolation. However, like I said,
Okay,
in
the
music, there's a
interpolation, that's right.
courtesy thing. Now, if it's a sample, you can get sued. That's
Okay.
that's what we're talking about, the difference between an interpolation
and a sample.
and a sample. So with Khalees not being originally listed as accredited as a writer or a composer on the
Ooh.
original sound recording, she wasn't legally going to be entitled to anything if it was a sample, let
Yes,
alone
she
for an
would've been.
interpolation. So Beyonce did credit the Neptunes, who are
Right.
listed as the writers and as the producers of Milkshake. So that's why I said I wanted to give those two examples so you can sit and think like, wow, yeah, Rick James heard his riff and sued.
Whereas this,
Khalees, where her paperwork wasn't entered correctly, allegedly. That's between her and her team
Mhm.
in the production team. But the whole thing was, you got to sit and think before you go to social media and speak about these things.
Exactly.
You do,
Because
you have to
even
be
though
mindful, 'cause people do
she
research.
has a great reason to be upset, you can't be upset with Beyonce about it because it was not Beyonce's hand that did it.
That goes back to what I always talk about, emotional intelligence, being emotionally balanced, knowing what fights to pick, when to pick them, who to pick them with, and just exerting inappropriate, unnecessary energy into a situation.
Because I think had she had that a private conversation with Beyonce's team and
think
said,
she would've
"Hey,
been
these,
cleared
they
up.
might have even helped her get the proper credit
Exactly.
listed in general, so that she would still be getting credit for her song, because Milkshake was a huge song."
It was.
And I do hope, that it's all just allegations. I do hope that the producers, if she did write that song, that they credit her, because that's just
Well,
some
it wouldn't be
shady
really
stuff.
on the producers, it would be on her because she went through with the performance of it, even though
Well, when they
she wasn't-
release the music, it depends on whoever released her music, her team. And that's why, like, I've talked about this since the beginning of the show, how important it is to, whether you have a team, whether you're on a major label or an independent label, to at least know the basics of proper music registration and release, having those split sheets, knowing that before you go into the studio, so everyone knows what their titles are and what their percentages are. Because yes, you can be a performer and not have written a song. There's plenty of songs out here that were written by other people, and then the celebrity is performing the song. They're not going to get any type of writer credits because they didn't actually write the song.
Absolutely.
So in Khalees's case, it's a little bit different because she's claiming that she did write the song and she wrote a couple other songs with them, and she was not properly credited. That's something you pay attention to, whether you're major, whether you're independent. Know what you're getting yourself into.
So even when they released the song, she continued to promote the song with tours and all and performances. So I mean,
I don't think she was aware. Unfortunately, with a lot of major artists, is that they don't understand what they signed up for when they signed those
it's
contracts.
unfortunate.
They don't
And
know.
they don't have anybody to explain it to them or
They're
give
ju-
them the ropes.
Yeah, and they're just excited, or the people in their corner are shady, and they're getting paid, so they don't care.
Right.
And then they see this big advance, and they're just out touring. They're out making this music. They're out all over the world. They're getting all this recognition, and you have to still pay attention to your business because it's a business at the end of the day, the beginning of the day, and at lunchtime.
It
Perhaps
is.
she knew, swallowed it, continued on, and didn't say anything until it became with, an issue
Major.
with Beyonce.
Some of and then you also have to understand that NDAs are notorious in the entertainment industry, so she might not have been able to say anything as well. Because there's a lot of artists that have been under NDAs since the 90s and early 2000s that we never heard anything about, but they were under those clad tight contracts and those NDAs. So even if they never made another dollar, they they couldn't say anything about it. They couldn't say any disparaging remarks against the label or their team. They couldn't. So, it's important, like I said, even if you are interested in going into the majors, is to at least have some understanding of how music registration works and just having that basic knowledge. So I definitely, again, if you are interested in using a sample, get it cleared. Get it cleared, get it cleared. Do not wait until the back end, because then it's going to cost you more. You're going to have to go to court. You have this huge song and it wins Grammys. You're going to get sued and you're going to get that stuff taken away from you.
Cover yourself
Yeah.
at any cost. That's why it's so important. Like you said, get with somebody. And even the artists you brought on that mentioned that they have tutorials coming out, or you even said you have a package that you give new artists that's coming on just to ensure they know everything. I kind of wish some of this was available back then.
Yeah.
Because it would stop so much of what's going on now.
I think it was more of a hush hush thing at some point. For me personally, when I did music 20 years ago, that's the thing about it, is that we're just excited to go into the studio. We're excited to make this beautiful music. We're excited to perform. We don't think, at young ages, we're not necessarily going to think, well, oh, how do I protect my music? Like a couple people will say copyright, and you're like, what's copyright? Back then it was on paper. Now it's easier. But when I got back into music 6 years ago, I was like, no, we have to be very meticulous about this. We have to make sure everything is registered correctly. So yes, I did come up with those checklists, and I also do have my book. So that will be releasing soon. That was a little sneak peek there, guys. And it is going to be a digital download as well as a print. So that's exciting. I'm actually going to do quite a few different series on that. So that's pretty exciting.
I
So-
need an autograph copy.
Will it
just
be
saying.
free like crystals, or is it gonna be like where we can purchase it?
No, it's going to be for purchase. The digital download will be for purchase, and the actual print will be for purchase.
Perfect.
This is an investment, and what I'm doing is I'm doing step by step of how to register yourself as a business, and the importance, and because there's a little bit of a difference in how you do things as an artist, but it's still a business. So we have all that information in there, and who's we? Just me and me.
Well,
I was a Gemini talking right there. Because it's really just me. So the first step is establishing, it's called the foundation, the first chapter.
Series.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really exciting. I'm excited for it. And then we're gonna go into, I touch on some things, but the next chapter will go into copyrights and all the fun publishing and the music registration and ISRCs and things like that. So in the first one, I kind of touch on those things just to give you like some basic knowledge of it. But then the second one's going to be more in depth with the explanations and how you actually do this. So I am hoping to turn it interactive for the digital one. So we're going to see if I
Now,
can.
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, where you could just click and then you're going to go to that, and I can, walk you through how to do all these things, like I'm sitting there next to you instead of you guys calling me.
That's so nice.
So will it be interactive as far as you log onto the website, you make a purchase, and then you go step by step by step?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what
that's
I'm
a
exploring,
pretty
because I
dope.
think
That
that'll
would make
be
more
I think
sense.
that'll be a lot easier for and Shartia kind of put that interactive thing, like, oh, you know what? Because I can put the links and stuff on there. You could click on the links, but I'm like, maybe I will make this a little bit more like a curriculum, make it more easier.
Yeah, and that's easy. That's actually, they need that when doing the corporations, when
Yes.
yeah.
And with anything that I do under couture, the reason I do say, like, I'll make fun of people that would like, don't call me, because that is so much work. and it is expensive, and I would rather you guys just go ahead and purchase this and do this yourself. It's very time consuming. It took me years to get this down pat, so to expect me to give that to you in 30 minutes to an hour, person to person, no, I'm not interested in that. I absolutely am interested in assisting you with your marketing and branding and graphic design needs. But as a manager and managing music, yeah, I'll manage music to an extent, but it's
Like me.
you have to learn how to do this yourself. You have to take it serious. You have to run it as a business. And I've said that week after week after week here on the Super Businesswoman Show. Look,
But they'll appreciate it more also, because you're setting the foundation and you're giving them a leeway into it. And so now it's about having that accountability. This is what you want, so what are you willing to put into it? How far are you willing to go? And even some sacrifices. So again, how bad is your want to for this? So I think it's a great idea. I really do.
and we appreciate things we invest more in.
We do.
That we invest in.
We do,
Time,
because it's time,
money,
it's money,
energy.
all that.
We gonna appreciate some stuff we invest
And
in.
we're gonna work hard for it. But if
Yeah.
it was given to us and if it was so easy, would it be the same?
And you don't want it given to you. You don't
You
want it
do
for
not.
free, because that's happened to countless artists in this industry. And because it was given to them, those people took a percentage of your music. And it's unfortunate, but it's absolutely happened in the industry. And I'm not interested in that. I got my own music. Speaking of, I think we're going to go ahead and get into a music break. This is CEO Lexi. Do You Think of Me? It's available on all platforms. We're going to take this quick music break, and then we'll be back
Shar's gonna
with
sing
our
to us.
guests.
I love this song.
Stay tuned on the Super Businesswomen Show on Intellectual Radio.
Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me since I'm so far? Would you even speak to me if I should call? Sometimes it's hard to sleep. Staring at the stars when I dream, I blink, and damn, there you are. Do you think of me and wish we could have worked things out one way or another? At least we should have stayed friends. Now so much lovers. Do you think of me? We love to hug and kiss. We love to rub. That love is what I miss. Do you think of me or how I could be more than just another casualty you need? Do you think of me? Do you still see me as a queen out here doing my thing? Do you think of me and say it's an act of God's timing so I can pursue rhyming? I love you, but that love had me blinded. Face fine, but what hides behind it? Do you think of me and all them lonely nights I'm crying? Do you think of me without even trying? Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Either way, I see a brighter day. By the way, do you think of me when the radio plays all my jams, heavy rotation? And again, do you think of me when you see me in the magazines? Do you think of me and what you could have had with me? Do you think of me? Of course you do. None bad to me. Do you think of me? Mic checking, say trapping. Do you think of me and realize you're the reason I'm stressing? Do you think of me? Rewind me again. Learn a lesson. Do you think of me now that I'm running the league? You guessed it when it comes to this ink pen. Some call it gifted. I call it
Hello
all
and welcome
love.
back to the
I'm
Super
in love.
Businesswomen Show here on Intellectual Radio. It's your girl CEO Lexi, and we gonna pass this thing on down to the financial femme, Shavonna M. Jackson.
Hey, great big world out there. How you doing? How you doing? So I am very, very excited about my guest today. Before we get started, Miss Huff, can we get the pronunciation of your name and not what I call you?
Yes, it's Quenisha.
And I said it right.
I feel like you said it, made it more complicated.
She did.
I
She
should've
added
just-
more syllables.
I
Yeah.
did not add more
Yeah.
syllables. Maybe I just spreaded it out a little.
Cornicia. So she got 4 syllables.
And Mrs.
If-
Huff, I feel like she did that to us because she has a secret nickname for you that she won't tell us.
Oh no, not a secret. So a lot of people say Quenisha, Quinshia. I'm like, just call me Q, Queen, Queen.
See?
So
There it
so
is.
many different names and pronunciations, and So sometimes I'm just like, hey, just call me Quinn, but it's Quinicia.
Well,
It's Quinicia.
Yes.
Quinicia.
Quinicia, that's easy.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
It
Siobhan.
was
tongue
Shavana.
twister.
Right.
Yeah.
See, and she just said that. She said it's Shavana.
It was
It's
absolutely
me.
you. Well, welcome to the show, Quinicia.
Thank you.
Yes. Hello. How are you? You're so vibrant.
I'm doing well. I'm glad to be here on this platform with you lovely ladies.
Oh
And
yes.
being able to sit here to come together for business and talk about business. And definitely helps to help other business owners.
That's great. That's a great start. And I'm actually glad that you said that. So, with you saying that, I was actually going over your bio and I know a little history about you. We do have a relationship. So, it was like as I was reading, I'm like, this is something that I did not know. Like, I'm really close to this lady and I didn't know this. Like, that touched a soul with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I really wanted to jump in initially with I love food and everybody know this. I love dessert. You know this. Like I will call you and fuss at you to bring me some dessert. And like just reading about your purpose. Like I want to jump into that. Can you let us know why is not just um food essential for the soul, but your purpose in it and why? Why is this such a passion for you?
Yes, I started cooking at about the age of about 10 with my aunt and my grandmother. And for me, I love to serve. And when you learn to serve people in a way where God has made you this purpose, it will continue. Because cooking for me, even if you came over my house, if most people know me, I'm going to have something in the refrigerator. I am homely. If you don't have anything, I will get you something. I am the type of person who can go into the refrigerator and look up scraps, whatever's in there, I'm not going to make something happen. And so for me, and able to serve people who don't have food, homeless people, I may not share this a lot, but on Sundays, I'll make meals for homeless people and give them out on Sundays. Where a lot of people, God say, do things in secret, and I reward you openly. And
Yes.
however, but you still want to share that passion with people, but it's to serve. Like when you love to serve anything in your passion, you're going to do it.
Girl, you giving me chill bumps because I actually love serving people too. And just to hear your passion behind this and to see that you actually get up and spend your own money and go out and feed the homeless, that's just so touching because a lot of times we forget about the homeless when that could actually be us. So
Mhm.
it's so powerful in that. And man, just serving, that's just such a big word. And you're not just serving just one person, you're serving multitudes, right?
Mhm. Just being like in general where you take your business, and if you love it, you have to love it. You have to be excited about your business. You have to give yourself that push. You have to be the one to get up on the days you say, I don't feel like doing
Girl,
this.
yes,
I've had friends,
yes.
I got friends right now, like, you keep going, don't give up. It takes a lot of strength, it takes a lot of passion, it takes money, but it takes courage, because I left my corporate job to do this
Oh, I
and
know.
to really move forward with my business. And a lot of people didn't know that, like, I still take care. My brother has multiple sclerosis, so I take care of him too. But beyond that, I'm helping him. I'm a mother of an 18-year-old, so I still have to focus on me and what's good for the business. So I stepped out on faith, because
And
I
look at
understood
you.
if I could do that, then God would carry me, and he's been carrying me.
And look
So
at you.
yes.
Girl, it's just such a blessing. And like you said, you're serving people. And to wear that many jackets, that should just make you feel proud in itself. Like I got chill bumps from that. So that should just make you feel so proud. So
Mhm.
why did you, outside of serving, why did you create Old Soul Bar and Grill?
So I created Old Soul because I'm gonna show my age. I was born in 1980, and we grew up with no tablets, no cell phones. We grew
Yes.
up with cartoons. We grew up playing double dutch, hopscotch. We were outside.
Every day, climbing
And
trees.
so and so yes, I cook soul food, but the theme of my business is that 80s, 90s nostalgia, being able to bring that back. So my goal is with my brick and mortar to have VIP rooms set up where you can come back. The drinks that go with the room may match like Looney Tunes. You may have an Animaniacs drink. I don't know. But just kind of give it an example where you have to have a theme and some fun, but it'll take you back to your childhood. But not so far back where you like, this is kind of like childish. No, it just brings you back of having a good time, friends and family. But when I do have the bar, ladies and gentlemen, it's 30 and up. That's it's anybody can order food to go grill, but the bar itself, being able to have deep conversations, it may start at 30 up. I love you 21-year-olds, but the goal is to have deep more conversations, sit at a table with someone, talk about your childhood. I sell tea, so I have a little area you could talk about tea time. When you have a tea, what you think about? Were you with your grandmother? Were you with your family?
I think
How does
about
it make you
crumpets,
feel? Crumpets, macaroons,
croissants,
but
breakfast sandwiches.
Girl said crumpets.
you just hungry.
Always.
But yes, it can go many different ways, but it's going back to when we grew up and how things were, and just bringing back that fun and soul back into the community.
And that's something that's so good. I think we took that out of the homes where it used to be a time when it was dinner time. That's what it was. It was dinner time. No phones, no. If your friends were over, we were all sitting at the table. You were not going to your room. You were not going to sit outside. Like, you came together. And the fact that you brought up double Dutch and hot scotch, wow. I think I got hit in the face about 44 times before I actually found out how to jump double Dutch. And yeah, I wouldn't try it again. Not right now. So let's talk about your niche of people. What is your niche? Who are you trying to serve? Like,
Middle class, 30 and up, hardworking corporate family, friends, other business owners. So we're for the community. You can come out, have a good time, lay back, relax, order something on the menu. But just being able to come together and have fellowship with people in your same age group, being able to talk about topics that interest you. And some things it's just being a conglomerate of people just being able to come together and sit and talk. But it's like I said, for 30 and up.
80s babies. That's all I heard. 80s babies.
80s.
I heard so many
80s,
things. Like,
90s.
this is my checklist right here. Need that address.
When we hear a song like I hear Bobby Brown Prerogative, it's going down. ABC, new creation. When you
come
hear
on.
Even my son, he's starting to play these songs now. So I go in his room sometimes. I'm like, is he playing Janet Jackson? And just being able to hear him play those type of songs too. So I see that it's rolling off on him. But at the end of the day, we just want to be excited about what we're bringing to the community and some of the new things. Like even my drinks, like Shavonna likes margaritas and Patron and tequila.
Them sangrias, girl.
But the drinks have to match. Like, so one of my favorite TV shows, if anybody knows me, is Martin. Like Martin will be on in my house probably 20 years. I just recently had to turn it off. It's literally on my TV day by day. But I will have a Martin theme room. You might have the Bruh Man shot. You might have the Gina and Martin shot. You may have the What's Up, I don't know, drink. But however, it's when you get into that room, again, that's only specialty to the room. This is not going to be for the whole bar. So to get certain things or certain food items or drinks, you're going to have to get into the VIP room.
I got a request. Can my VIP room be the Road Runner? Because I really love the Road Runner.
Yes.
Me. I just really love the Road Runner.
Bugs Bunny, all that. It's and these rooms will change. So they're going to change from season, time to time. You guys can send requests about what kind of VIP room you would like to see. But that would be something different. Yes. So
Shavonna always likes like the obscure.
I didn't want to say my favorite one of my favorite sitcoms is Sanford and Son. Like, you talk about Martin every day, all day, every day. Like, I can sit and listen to it word for word, and I dare you to say something.
So that's probably where that little kindred spirit comes from. Fred Sanford, big dummy.
I was actually really shocked she didn't go with Purple Rain because
See, I was
I
trying
thought
to
she
be
was going to
nice.
incorporate some
You
purple.
thought-
I was trying to be nice.
So
CEO
no, that's
Lexi.
where that petty comes from. That 2 weeks, that's Sanford and Son.
Sure, that is not true. Like, you just gotta understand, Fred. Like, he was just real and raw. He
I
was to the
loved him.
point.
And petty.com.
No, he wasn't petty. He was not that petty. Okay, he was a little petty.
We were just talking about this at home, like pet level of petty.
Yeah.
And this is for real. Like maybe about an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago, we talking about just level of pettiness, and with TV shows like that. So that's why I say particular rooms, because I don't want to go for our age to go far like that far back. But however, from time to time, in different parts of the season, we can have Sanford and Son. We can have
Andy Griffin.
we could do Andy Griffin. I'm trying to still whistle it. I can't whistle to my friends that already hear my whistle
Well, I
warriors.
don't know who's gonna be in Andy Griffin room drinking
Me, girl, Barney.
by yourself.
It doesn't matter. I don't need no help drinking.
Well, she needs business, so you
We
can't.
can get her the business. She just said this is your
You
particular
want
room.
like good times, or I mean, it can go there. But however, so you thinking of just different rooms right now. It can be very creative, and so that's what I want to bring, because everything, like, what would be my niche? That I'm not gonna tell the rooms now. You guys, when you show up, but those are some of the ideas that I want to bring to the community, and just being able to have that fun, because I really still have 30, 40-year friends.
Mhm.
I still have those friendships.
Yes.
And it's just great. A lot of people can't say that. So when we're able to share the same things together and grow with each other and support each other, it makes it all beautiful.
I have some, but some people I've outgrown, I've
Absolutely.
outloved, and
Mhm.
outliked.
Loved and like.
I mean, some people you loved and you outlove them, you outgrow them, you
Everybody
outlike
for a
them.
season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can I jump in on a question?
Yes.
Hopefully,
yes.
I steal one of yours because I like doing that. Do you have any vegetarian and vegan options on the menu?
I do. My brother's vegan, and so I do make vegan
Did you
meals. I
bring-
meal prep.
She does it
She has
all.
salad. I brought salad, mac and cheese, and smothered wings for you ladies. But now that I know you're vegan, I'll have some more vegan options. But
It's
Me
two of
too.
us. Yeah, two of us.
Savannah.
You didn't
Savannah didn't-
ask.
Well, you
You
know,
next.
that's that level
You know
of
what?
petty. Shavana
No.
wanted to take Shavana.
No. Q, will you please
smothered
take over for me
wings.
here? Will you please take over
Yeah.
for me here?
She told me, "Oh, you didn't even have to bring all of this." But I'll
We
ask you
appreciate
ladies
it.
I
next
didn't even
time.
know her. We talked on the phone. We had a conversation, and it just went left because she started
She just
talking
forgot
about,
all about us.
I'm gonna bring this. I'm
It's
gonna bring
mighty
this.
funny. You got those good smothered wings.
It's no. Would you tell them I knew nothing about this?
That's okay, Miss Wanda. You eat wings? There we go. Yeah, you
Right,
share.
thank
You
you,
sharing some of
Savannah.
them smothered wings,
And
with
you're
Earl.
not even trying to help me, ma'am.
Well, I heard
It's
her say, "I'm
okay.
taking the rest of this home. Every man for
so,
themselves."
so no,
Tell
no,
on her,
that's
tell
what
on her.
I will say. Now she makes this cheese and macaroni. I don't care how you supposed to say it. That's how I say it.
Okay.
Macaroni and cheese.
Cheese and macaroni. And oh,
That's why she watched Sanford and Son. I get it now.
oh, you are entitled to your opinion, Miss Shar. But I'm telling you, this cheese and macaroni. I don't
Is it
even know-
vegan cheese? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but how long have I been asking for cheese and macaroni from you?
For about 3 months.
No,
Shavana
I
is
mean-
the only person I
no.
know that has created another name for cheese and macaroni. Macaroni. and
Look,
cheese.
just threw you
Look,
all
Threw
off.
me all off. I'm in awe that she's like,
Because it's cheese and macaroni.
okay.
But I do have those options. So next time I will bring them for you.
The next gathering that you and little mama gonna do for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't leave out my ladies. You can't leave.
I
vegan
promise
options out.
promise I won't leave out.
Now
the
they got these
vegans.
code names. Who is Lil Mama?
That's another caterer that I know, Lil Mama's Kitchen.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they kind of do opposite of each other. Like Lil Mama's Kitchen, Katrina, she don't let me bug her. She'll tell me, Shavana, you call me one more time, I'm putting you on the block list. And then I gotta call
We
her
need Katrina to come to the show.
husband.
Katrina, this
Booking-
is a PSA. We're looking for you.
We're booking you.
Katrina.
She'll put me on the block list, but then I'll call her husband, and then she'll call me and be like, what you want now?
We need an investigative alert for Katrina.
But Q, I could just call.
Q, there has to be boundaries. This is Fred Sanford here.
It's
And I'm
not.
gonna become
Reincarnated.
Lamont. And I'm gonna become Lamont. Okay. Dealing with her.
There's a
I
balance.
just-
No, you know, Lamont was abused by Fred.
Look, get out, big dummy.
You big dummy.
No, but it just brings so much laughter, and it's just like you said, just sitting down, having that conversation, thinking about what was in the past, and just bringing up old stuff we did as we were kids, and like that's gone because of cell phones, tablets, social media. Just moments ago, I know you heard CEO Lexi say, if you don't know the meaning of these words, get a dictionary. How many people you know still have a dictionary?
You don't need a dictionary when you got Google.
My point exactly.
What happened to childcraft?
Right. Now, see, I will go get a
encyclopedias.
dictionary and a thesaurus.
I got both in my office.
Right.
I
Me
have
too.
them in my office
Me
too, but
too.
if I'm somewhere, I am going to take advantage of the technology, cut down the time where I can make more money.
I'm not like that. Nope. I'm still old school. I'm stuck in my ways. I'm sorry.
Well, if you're out and about and you don't have your
Exactly.
handy dandy
Girl,
dictionary,
it is on my phone. Stop
Yeah,
playing with
that's
me.
what I'm saying. Yeah,
A
we'll use the phone.
dictionary. I'm not finna go to Google.
Well, Google is the dictionary.
Okay.
It can be utilized as a dictionary.
Okay. I grew up on Webster's dictionary.
I
Not
think
Google's
a majority
dictionary.
that's what they use.
That's what they use.
In school, they gave me a yellow hardback book. And that's what I used. You can't take that away from me.
Lord have mercy.
She tells us every week how stubborn she is, and I just think
extremely stubborn, but I understand now. She's the reincarnated spirit of Fred Sanford.
It's okay. I've been called worse.
And poor Q here is Lamont.
Q is not Lamont. I love me some Q, and she knows I love her. I have her back with everything.
Q,
Trust
what's
me.
your
I
favorite
appreciate
dish to make?
All of them.
She started
Really?
rubbing her.
Wait, because in her bio to me, she said, I want to bring back a feeling
Well,
like no other when
she-
you eat my food.
well,
So that's why she just touched
no,
herself
she
like that.
embodied it. She was
Yes.
just like, she felt every word I said, and it was meant something apparently because she had passionate actions.
Yes.
So my favorite is chicken dressing, and I know it's like it could be very minimal, but I love flavors. It's just the celery, the onions, how everything just really comes together. Because I make a lot of really good food. I make a lot of stuff. This is why I had to cut down and streamline what I really wanted to do and had to focus on my business, because I make ice cream, I can make teas, I can make anything and everything. And my son, he don't even really eat out. He'll come, Mom, what we eating today? Maybe a sandwich. I don't know, sir, but he feel like I'm a chef every day.
Personal chef.
Yes, for him. And so I can literally go from A to Z, but dressing is my favorite. Like I love it.
Dressing is one of my favorites.
And I make vegan dressing.
My girlfriend makes oyster dressing.
Ooh.
It's
I've had seafood dressing, and that was pretty tasty. But
really,
it was. But
I was gonna say I had it. It's more of a sweeter taste.
This one had more of a Cajun taste to it than sweetness, because I don't want no sweet dressing. I don't want no sweet bread. I want some sweet bread. I eat me a piece of cake. I want some
chicken,
dressing.
turkey,
Yeah.
vegan. 'Cause like I said again, my brother has vegan Thanksgiving, potato salad, all the way down to the dressing. But the only thing he does eat back for protein is salmon.
I do too.
Okay, so
I had to. I
that's
was
definitely-
instructed by the doctor too.
That's the only
it's-
reason she doing
you-
it, because she was instructed by the doctor.
Really, my passion of really getting back into it was, helping my brother, because like I said, even becoming vegan, they don't have a lot of organic options too.
Mhm.
So you have to be able to create and play around with the food.
With flavors.
That's what I
You do.
love. I think that's what I love about cooking, just being able to play with the flavors. So I'm self-taught, but eventually I was like, I might go back to be a chef. Like the end of the day, my goal is to run and be a boss, to be the owner. And so eventually I may sell, so I may leave it to someone. Maybe.
So where's
So
it
you-
located? Where's your?
Right now I'm in shared kitchens at home. And so my goal right now is I'm looking for contracts. I just became a minority women business enterprise certified on February 1st.
There you go.
So now I'm actually looking into contracts for my brick and mortar.
Okay.
I have a
that's the goal.
request for Miss Boss for an executive order decision. CEO Lexi needs
love
an
CEO.
invitation to vegan Thanksgiving.
Yes,
Appreciate
ma'am.
Didn't it sound good?
Yeah,
All the way down.
I
to the
wasn't gonna
potato
forget it.
salad.
It's gonna
You,
stay
are
there.
y'all coming? I'm gonna bring
They-
it
they
up
gon-
here if you gotta work.
Absolutely.
They gonna be, or she just gonna bring it back here. She knows where it's at.
I will pull up.
Listen,
Listen.
I may jack you for some.
So wait, now let's talk about it. You said Old Soul Bar and Grill is more than just a restaurant. And so when I think of that, I think of home. I think of a safe place. I think of an ambiance that I could relate to on so many levels.
Hmm.
Like the saying used to be, leave your troubles at the door. Don't bring them with you. And so that'll be the moment I'm stepping to Old Soul. All of this is just left here. So am I on the right track with what you mean by your location, your restaurant being more than just a restaurant?
Yes. Even when you walk in, maybe my design just walking in is like a home, like a house. Just to kind of give you that feel walking in. We have to get back to really, really owning and respecting our elders. Because I have an aunt, she's 87. I hang out with my aunt once a week. And I just want to
Praise
be around
God.
her to talk, to get that wisdom,
Praise
that
God.
knowledge. She still try to move around like she's 33. And I'm honored to say I still have my aunt because I don't have my mom anymore, my grandmother, but they left me with the angel here. I feel like I have an aunt, a grandmother, and a mother all in one. And that's what she's become. But we'll go to the garden, we'll go pick fresh vegetables and fruits and veggies and just being able to go back to the land. And I'm like, we don't have that anymore. And so that's what I want to bring just back with my bar and my grill.
I love that.
I do too. I'm still stuck at the beginning of her serving, and I witnessed her at an event that she did actually on my birthday of last year. I wasn't gonna go out because I just wanted to really just sit back and just reflect on things. And she was like, "No, you gotta come. You're my accountant." And I was like, "Anointed accounting has to be." And I was like, "Lady, listen, I'm not coming." And then that voice changed from friendly, Shavana. Girl, give me the address. I'll be there. I promise I'll be there. And not only was the turnout excellent, but she had chicken tacos, and I'm looking for her to like shred some chicken already. This lady took chicken off the bone. She had breast of fresh chicken on the grill.
Lexi and I cannot appreciate that.
I'm just gonna nod my
I
head.
know
We're
you
just gonna
can't, but
be
I'm just
okay.
saying. But then her vegetables that went on top, it was no brown lettuce, nowhere, nothing.
All right.
The
Now we
sour
talking.
cream was on point. I like tomatoes separate, like I eat them
I like
separately.
tomatoes.
Her tomatoes were so pretty. Like I was like, can you just put this up? Like I don't think nobody's supposed to eat this.
Tomatoes
'Cause
have it out for me.
It's too pretty.
To a city.
And then we moved down to her bar section, and it was 3 different types of sangrias. And I think at one point I just gave her my card and was like, just hold it, because I'm not about to move from in front of this sangria.
Can we go back to the vegan component? Because I'm
Look.
still not moved because I don't drink.
Mocktails,
Right. Yes. Tell them about that.
they pretty too. There's no non-alcoholic. You could get you a easy living.
Yes.
They are pretty.
They are.
And you got to think about everybody don't drink. So you want to bring something. Everybody does not eat meat. Everybody doesn't drink. So I did have grilled veggie fajita tacos as well too at
She-
this event. But you could do
Fajita?
mocktails.
Yes. She
Just
she had a
so-
whole spread. Like her menu was so large. I had to. How long were you cooking?
It's probably 2 days. It was for the Thornwood reunion.
Yes, I remember because I had to be
Mhm.
there. I didn't
Out
have a
south?
choice.
Out south. Mm-hmm.
It was her turnout was nice. The way she carried herself, the way she presented herself, and what I respected most about her while being out there is she still marketed herself. She went around and she engaged with people. My name is Q. This is my information. Like I respected that so much. And
It's-
then she came back and served people.
So is Thorn Ridge and Thornwood the same thing?
No,
No.
they're just around the same area, but two
I
different.
had a class today, the Brumfields,
Hmm.
and she attended something with the Thorn. Thorn
You
Ridge.
sound like me. It's like Thornridge, Thornton, Thornton, all
Yeah,
Thorn
all around
somewhere.
district. What's y'all district? I'm district
Did you go to school?
218.
Did you go to school with Henyard?
No,
Okay, so she went to the school with her.
we was in Richards, Polaris, so we were in District 218. Shout out 218 if y'all listening. But no, but I know a lot of people in those areas, but
Okay.
I didn't attend.
Yeah, whoever was in
High
charge of
school.
naming those schools, in the south suburbs. Y'all had to do better.
I don't even try to recall or commit that to memory. It's like, what school you go? Oh, okay. It begins with a T. There's a couple of those, right?
Yeah, and I stay across from a school, and people ask me, "Oh, I know where you live at. Ain't the name of the school?" I just know it's a school. It's a school. What, you don't know the name? No, I
Well,
don't
you
go
need to
there.
know
TF.
landmarks.
I do know landmarks. I know the police station, I know the fire station, I know the library, and I know the restaurants, and I know Pete's grocery store, and I know where to go get my haircut at. I know the important parts.
I'm convinced in her previous life she was married to Fred Sanford.
You know what,
She
Char?
married him 1, 2, and 3 times. Like her afterlife came back and remarried him. So
She's so demonstrative. God bless America.
Right, because I'm here. I know. But you have to know me in order to understand this whole background. You have to have that foundation with me. And me and Q came from DeVry. We actually met through a friend, and we've been just going nonstop. And as I sit and I listen to this young lady when she come into my office and she talks about her passion, she talks about what she wants to do. And when she told me she stepped out on faith, like she left corporate America, like I couldn't do anything but just sit there and salute her for that, because a lot of people won't do it.
Q, how long you been in business?
since 2020.
Okay.
But a lot of it is the background work. For me, like I was just catering, meal prepping. And then it was just kind of like, okay, I'll get back to it. I'll do certain things throughout the week. But I had to make it consistent, because when Verizon told us they were laying off, it was almost like a light switch, like, oh, this is my time. I didn't even hesitate. When I talked to my leader the next day, they were like, you already knew? I already started this business 2 years ago before this even happened. And I told myself, if I got laid off one more time from these businesses, and these are big businesses, they've been in business a long time, and I could have stayed there, but why go back to something I wasn't happy with?
And salute
just-
to surviving the pandemic starting in 2020.
Yes.
It's still in business. That's amazing.
I'm more like I said, getting all the paperwork, the structure. That's for me, because I don't want to do anything and then something comes back. So even with getting with Shavonna, like people, I have cried in the tax office. Okay, so business leaders, entrepreneurs, owners, it's going to happen. Cause I was like, but I really had to step out. I mean, I'm gonna go back, like do something that I would love. Like I work for a non-for-profit, work with people that I can actually help to commit myself and giving back. So I just didn't want to, if I go back to work or go back to something in that field, I want to do something that's helping people. That's gonna be my heart. I have a really big heart. However, you can't give that to everybody. I have to create some boundaries. Like, this is me. I have to step out because this is all I have. So it has to work.
It has to. And because you're determined, because you have that passion and that drive and that dedication, it's going to happen. And going back to you saying you cried in the tax office, like it was a lot of tears. And, I'm emotional already. So seeing her cry made me cry. So we were both in the office crying, and I didn't even know why I was crying, but she was crying. So, and she's my friend, so I'm gonna cry with her. And so after we cried, and correct me if I'm wrong, Q, I want to say maybe about 2 to 3 weeks later, she texted me and said, "Hey, call me." And it didn't come through my personal phone; it came through the business phone. Yep, Q needs something done, and she got a grant. And I was like, really? See, look at what them tears do. Look at what coming to the tax office to do.
Let me cry again.
My mother told me that tears don't move God, faith and action does. So I don't know.
Well,
I was
Q had
crying.
it all. She had it all. Her willingness to keep going. And I had to sit there and tell her, look, you're not about to give up. So what if you owe? I owe. 12 other people owe. I'm sorry. When you leave, the 10 people that's gonna come after you, they owe. So it don't matter. And she was like, but no, Shavonna, you don't understand. And it was this whole big old thing. Let her get it out. Just let her finish it. And then I think right after that, I was like, so are you gonna go home? And she was like, I got to, because I got to think about this. And I was like, well, Can you make me some cheese and macaroni?
After all of that.
I'll make her cook with her tears.
And something that really doesn't exist.
It does exist.
Q,
But she laughed at it.
Q, what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
Okay,
He's
I was
a
wondering.
Scorpio.
It felt like water sign energy.
Yes.
I just needed to verify.
Yeah.
What do you have against water signs?
Not that
Lexi?
you guys are just really emotional. Y'all like
Really
y'all cry a
emotional.
lot.
You know what? I'm real like it take a lot. Like I'm really not. But when they say like you start thinking like, okay, this is why I started. So I can
Q,
write
let
some
me
things
tell you,
off
honey,
until
with 3 children, a couple businesses, and property, I still
Yes.
owe. So don't take it. It is what it is. I just defer it in my mind, right? That's all I
that
do.
was my first year, 2022. Now we good at 2025.
I mean,
we better.
We
Everything-
every year it got better. And
Well,
I
I'm
told her
glad. I'm
that.
glad you got better because I still feel the same way.
She didn't get
I'm
better with
traumatized.
owing and wanting to owe. She got better with accepting it and coming up with a resolution.
I don't.
Yes, and that's what me and her sit and we tackle about when she brings me all of her nice documents and these nice colorful folders and they're put together and everything
She's-
is labeled.
That's shouted at me. You know that, right?
It's not.
She be like-
It's not.
Now, what's wrong with my shoebox?
Man,
It fits
listen.
everything in there.
It's not. I get shoe boxes. I get totes. I
Everything
get
fits
garbage
in.
bags. I get little store grocery bags with not just receipts, but sometimes it be trash in there too. They just give it to me. They don't care. They don't go through it. But the
I'm
people
not even
that
gonna say where I put my stuff at.
I can only imagine.
It was tough.
It was, but every year it got better. And I think what happened was when I sat and I talked to Q and I told her, look, you hired us on. We're not just here for tax time. We're here 365 days a year. You need to reach out. You need to reach out. Don't wait until the end. Like utilize what you have in front of you. And that must have hit a light bulb because from that point on, any move that she made that was dealing with the business or may have had a potential impact on her finances, we sat and we talked about it. We talked about it. And she listened. Some of the things she wanted to do, some of the things she was resistant. Shavonna,
Well-
let me think about this.
Well, today is a write-off. The food you brought us, it's a write-off.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I've learned.
You know your write-offs, don't you?
But you know what? Also going through different cohorts. I want to give a shout out to Sunshine, a food lab, and a good food. Going through some of these programs. They will help you, like finances, how to structure your business, how to have certain days off. So even though my background is in sales and marketing and HR management, everything is always paperwork. And I think that's just the part of my business where I'm like, I'm tired, all this paperwork, but it will always be paperwork.
It will.
And so I told God, I was like, business, like everything I'm giving you, you asked for it. You are in the business. So you're gonna have to do the paperwork. You're gonna have to make sure it's right.
And she definitely brings it to me. Shavonna, and I think we were battling back and forth over the Augusta law. Because she wanted something to go through and it wasn't for us. Like Q, I don't care how many directions you want to go, we can't utilize this. So yeah, but that just helped both of us grow because we were able to also work together and have that relationship. Now, one thing I do want to ask you, Q, or two more things. What does it mean to be old soul?
A child who's just aware of things very early. Like I can see things, I can feel things. I can just look at something, like I can predict something about to happen. I know it's gonna happen. I just can't find a way to stop it. And so just being aware of things very early, just maybe not having to grow up, but understanding things like even adults will tell you something, be like, that's not even right. But for me, that's what being an old soul was, just having that old wisdom and knowledge, maybe from a young child, and then just going into your teenage years, adult years, and still carrying it. You have to get better with carrying your emotions. So people say that a lot about the water signs. We do. Because I take on a lot of stuff. A lot of people don't know. I don't talk about it. It's not that I don't want to be vulnerable. It's like, I got it. I'm strong. I'm going to get it. But behind closed doors,
Baby, we crying.
them well works gonna happen.
I'm
Now
telling
y'all
you.
act a fool in public too.
Them tears gonna be flowing.
Male, female, all the same. Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
very in touch with my emotional side, and I want you to know how I feel because I'm gonna tell you. Now, so cute. Let me ask you something. I'm new to this. I don't know you. I see you on the street. To all our listeners, our viewers, what is it that you would like them to know about Old Soul Bar and Grill?
Oh,
I know a
Soul
lot.
Bar and Grill will be coming into the community to help, to love. We'll be bringing a different vibe, even the food, the atmosphere, the ambiance, just being able to be a pillar in the community, but also being able to bring back conversations, family, togetherness. Even with the food, like you can order, you can go to Instagram.com, you can go to Facebook, www.soulbarandgrill.com. You can pick out anything, but it's made with love. My tagline is come for the food, stay for the flavor. So
I like that.
everybody, you know, 'cause you gotta love you when you cook. You honestly, you'll taste it. If somebody cook, you know they put their foot in it.
That's
Not
why
Both
it's
of 'em.
important to
or
pray
your
over
ankle,
your food.
break your ankle.
No, that's she's actually right. That's
She
why it's
is.
important to pray over your food because
Yes.
energy is transferred.
Yeah, if I go in
Never.
an establishment and I feel weird energy or like anybody, I'm not.
I don't
I've
want- I don't
lost my
want it.
appetite.
Yep.
I'm not eating that.
Yeah, I don't want it.
Even the attitude, the vibe, like she be
Yeah.
excited, happy, come in. Now we don't have to be over the top, but you got to bring assist. I've been in customer service, so you have to again serve. You have to be able to talk to customers. Not saying they always right, but you have to be able
You
to
do.
will and deal because at the end of the day, if my business is here and say the brick and mortar opens up and I got 5 years, I got to make sure I'm good for 10 years.
You do.
I got to make sure I get those repeat customers. And that's what you want. Like you want repeat customers and you want them to repeat and you want them to bring new people. It's really word of mouth because I can advertise all day,
It's word of mouth.
but it's going to be the people that bring the people. And if you do one bad thing, the bad is going to outweigh the good.
Well,
Yep.
we love that. That love is the best ingredient. We
It
definitely
is with all
cannot
that
wait
food.
to have us some samples there. And did you already give the contact information? I know it's
Before you give the contact information, Anointed County would like to say thank
Oh,
you.
thank
This
you.
is for you.
that was a thud. That's kind of heavy.
Look,
See,
I
having that.
appreciate it. Look
right?
at us.
Now, I do want you to give everybody your contact information. Where can everybody find you, book you, start ordering, come and get some of this food? Them sangrias, people, I'm telling you. I know it was like a reddish color, and then she had like a light color one. But if you mix like all three of them, they were still good. But go ahead, give your information.
Yes, they're really good. Also coming up, so shout out to one of my friend Nikki Bryan. We're having an event, Beat Sneaks and Eats, April 6th. I'll send you all the link because I'll be bartending that event too, and she'll have her food. So I'm a collaboration. I partner with all Sunshine Ladies. I partner with people, so it's just not me, but we're having an event coming up April 6th. So I'll send it to you, ladies. So you can find me at Old Soul Bar and Grill at Instagram, Old Soul Bar and Grill on Facebook, and www.oldsoulbarandgrill.com. And if you would like to reach me, the phone number to order is 312-668-0445.
Well, Miss Huff, I would like to say thank you for coming out. Thank you for sharing all this information about food. Like now I'm gonna look at food on a whole new level. Not that I don't anyway, but I'm just gonna take it to that other level. But no, like I'm so proud of you. I'm very, very, very elated at all the steps you've made, everything you've accomplished, especially since we've had our business relationship. And I just know that you're gonna prosper and grow and just keep continuing what you're doing. I tell you that all the time. Don't stop, no matter how hard it is, no matter how you want to throw in the towel, just keep going because God got you.
Thank you, ladies. I thank you for allowing me to be on the platform. And I will definitely make sure I bring you guys your vegan meals next time. But thank you for having me. I appreciate
we
it.
appreciate you and thank you so much for that insightful interview. And her contact information for Also Bar and Grill will also be on the YouTube. We are going to get into a quick music break and then we are coming back with our next guest.
Nicole Sain.
Nicole Sain of Trust and Wellness. Stay tuned, guys. Super Businesswoman Show on Intellectual Radio. We'll be right back. Thank y'all.
Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me since I'm so far? Would you even speak to me if I should call? Sometimes it's hard to sleep. Staring at the stars when I dream, I blink, and damn, there you are. Do you think of me and wish we could have worked things out one way or another? At least we should have stayed friends. Now so much lovers. Do you think of me? We love to hug and kiss. We love to rub. That love is what I miss. Do you think of me or how I could be more than just another casualty you need? Do you think of me? Do you still see me as a queen out here doing my thing? Do you think of me and say it's an act of God's timing so I can pursue rhyming? I love you, but that love had me blinded. Face fine, but what hides behind it? Do you think of me and all them lonely nights I'm crying? Do you think of me without even trying? Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize?
Hello and welcome back to the Super Businesswomen Show here on Intellectual Radio. It's your girl CEO Lexi, and I'm gonna pass this on over to Shar Unlocked.
Hi there, guys. It's Sharon Locke, Love, Longs, and Lifestyle. I have the great, the amazing Nicole Sain in the studio with us today.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
Really excited to be here.
You look radiant in the red.
Thank you.
How you feeling today?
She's glowing, but
She is.
I get all the mess. See, they ain't gonna tell you got triplets on the way.
Oh, well, I have twins.
Oh.
So
See, you've been
There it
making
is.
some more.
You
Wait,
spoke too soon.
There it is.
she's giving twin energy.
They've been waiting on you.
No, I mean they're here. They're already born, but yes.
They're gonna give
Well,
you 3
you
more.
know, yeah, you come
my
in with
tubes
some
are
more.
tied, I'm done.
So Lexi, when she glows, we can tell there's, there's some things.
Something's
You know what?
going
The
on.
guy has been moving. I will say that, so I think that when things come in threes,
Mhm.
and there's 3 things I would love to share that actually happened as of earlier today. So that did bring an extra glow.
I'm excited, but birth doesn't always have to be in the natural. It can be in the spiritual.
Absolutely.
So maybe you're having twins in the spiritual.
You know what? I received that. I'm a twin myself. So, if
Wait a second. You were a twin and you got pregnant?
And
If I was a
have
twin,
twins.
there's no way I would have gotten pregnant.
So, you know what? I was always told that twins skip a generation. So I didn't think I had to worry, but they are a blessing.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Your turn, Lexi.
And you got it out the way at the same time.
Yes. And you know what? So it was I'll say that it definitely was a transition. I'm not going to hold you. Being a mom to now 3. So I have a 17-year-old. I know I got this baby face. Right?
You do.
And then 6-year-old twins that will be 7 in April. So it was
April
10-year
what?
gap. April 12th.
Oh,
So what about the
my
sex?
brother's birthday?
Boy girl. So I have a twin brother as well
Mhm.
for my twin, but then I have boy girl twins. So I will admit, I was like, God, what are you doing? Just knowing my own childhood. I will admit that my twin brother and I, we're not that close. So I believe that God really wanted me to just kind of redo this so that I can make sure that they are building a great relationship with each other.
And also maybe to learn from being an observer,
Absolutely.
and maybe that will solidify or make your bond closer with your brother.
Which is true. You know what? I received that.
Yes.
I received that. God just spoke through you to speak to me. Okay.
Yes.
I heard it.
So I was going to ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself, but I'm anxious to know your blessings today. So tell us the
know
good
what?
news of
Oh,
today.
I didn't
Tell
even
us
mean
the
to
glow.
lead with that.
No, that's
But-
okay. Tell us the glow.
Okay, so we'll start off with today. I just found out that I'll be accepted on a television show that I cannot release just yet. Uh, but it's a great opportunity on Inside Success Network.
Okay.
And it's a way just for me to be able to gain exposure among many greats like Les Brown and other individuals. Two, I will be at the Women's Expo in Atlanta and was able to be able to interview on the main stage as well. So out of a lot of the vendors, out of
Outstanding.
400, they pick 8. So it's really just me
Congratulations.
asking, like, what can we do? What can I do? Because this is what I have. And let me leverage, because I know what I don't have, but this is what I have. Can I proposition anything? And that is what has been opening up doors. And then the third is going off that same model of there's a major retailer convention called Shop Talk that's in Vegas, and it
I've
has
heard it.
over 10,000 attendees. So my little silly self was like, oh, I'm a retailer, so let me apply for this hosted ticket so that I can go for free. Why not? I'm a retailer.
Right.
I'm new, but I'm a retailer. And they came back like, no, boo-boo, you need 50 million and above in sales. So I said, okay. I came back again. Well, what can I do? This is my story. I put it on the website. I'm like, what you are offering, and although you're giving me a discounted rate as a small business owner, I'll be honest with you, I can't do that right now. I'm a mom of 3. This is what I'm doing. This is why I believe in my product. And is there a way for me to be in this world with everyone else? She said, okay, this is what we'll do for you. If you can send so many tubes of your natural whitening toothpaste called Talk to the event, not only will we allow you to attend for free, we're going to feature it as a swag product, and you will receive the same level and be on the same stage as these other leaders that are generating the 50 million plus in sales. So that's happening.
Oh, that's it. That's
Wow,
amazing.
That's great.
Yeah.
Excellent. Awesome.
That's what you birthed.
That's what
You
I'm
had
doing.
triplets.
Oh, man.
That's what we were talking about.
There it is.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
Thank
outstanding.
you.
And more to come.
More to come.
Outstanding.
Yes.
Well, you led with that. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to start Transcend Wellness.
Absolutely. So I'll say that it actually started off with the toothpaste, but prior to the toothpaste being born, it really triggered all in roughly 2020. I was going through a very life-changing moment in my life, and that included me actually recognizing that, okay, I'm going through this divorce with now my ex-husband. I just had twins. I'm now mentally processing going from being a mom of 1 to 3, as well as just because I've like always led with my intuition, and I thank God for that. I was able to catch early on that my twin daughter, she was born with just like chromosome abnormality. So she has extra chromosomes, basically meaning that she just has like a global delayment in all areas, and she's now diagnosed to be autistic. So I didn't know that at the time, but I knew like, okay, on a personal front, this is heavy. I also had just transitioned into tech. It was a job layoff from the mortgage industry. I said, okay, well, I've been wanting to get into tech. I don't know how the heck I'm going to do it. I don't have that background. Google, as we talked about, Google is my best friend.
Mine too.
So I found some ways to get in. I was in the door, got into a major company, but I was going through really bad imposter syndrome. Like, okay, this is all a lot. And, now I'm trying to be a Black woman in tech, which is not really talked about because, yes, there's Black women in tech, but most of the women are single. So, and they're not dealing with the challenges of being a mother, especially now raising a child who does have special needs, how to show up for her, how to advocate for her so I can make sure I'm taking her to therapy, still show up for my kids, still navigate that. So, okay. Now that I'm processing and realizing after I supported myself through that tech transition, yes, maybe ex-husband, you no.
Right.
We have to separate. God was really just kind of helping me realign myself. And through my experiences, I realized that I attracted someone that was a lot like my mother. So as I was divorcing him, I also divorced my biological family. So I have to share this because by me being just taking that initiative and just saying, like, you know what, Nicole, I don't want to ever go through this situation again. Clearly, there are things I need to figure out. I don't know what, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead, go to counseling. I don't know what I need.
That was my
But
question. I was going to ask you,
yes, I'm
'cause
going
some
to,
things similar came out in my
yes,
counseling.
I want to go to counseling. And as I was speaking with the therapist, she did mention, like, well, you may want to get on anti-anxiety medication. I said, absolutely not. I don't believe in that. I'll have to figure it out in other ways. So as I'm like just trying to figure out ways to ground myself, I will admit, one way I went down the road of was, okay, how can I, from a medicinal standpoint, how could I leverage the sativa?
Work this out.
But this is the honest truth. Like, and
That's
I
your
felt
journey.
embarrassed.
Right.
No,
But
don't
I,
feel
no,
Right.
but
Tell
that
the
was how I
truth.
felt at the time, though. But I was like, okay, but if I'm doing this, I need to keep up with my teeth because I paid for my own braces. And I started, that's where like the lab and the idea came about, because I started using eucalyptus oil. I found out that it can naturally stimulate the gum tissue and just kind of help with receding gum lines. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm mixing that in with the toothpaste. I started doing a little activated charcoal, and I was just like, wow, this is just amazing. My teeth, I've never felt it like this. So I did it for a few months, only for one day to look in the mirror. And I said, oh crap, hold on. What's this? What's this little speck? I said, you know what? I believe in what I'm doing, but I'm not a chemist. So in that very moment, I said, wow, okay, I could come out with my own toothpaste. And if you were able to jump into tech and you did that on your own without knowing anything, why can't I create my own
We have to be
toothpaste?
like David and encourage ourselves.
That's what happened. So I just kind of wrap it up. How I knew, and this has been a God-led journey. And what made me realize that was before pushing forward, I recognized that I still needed to work on my own mental health and work on my relationship with money. And a few months down the road, I came across a stranger at the time because I was looking for a transportation driver, because my daughter, the one who does have like the special needs, she didn't start walking until she was 5. She had to go through multiple surgeries. So I needed private transportation. That lady, she gave me her why of why she started her own business. And I said nothing but like, wow, I love hearing people's stories. And I have an idea. And then that's when she mentioned to me, okay, well, I'm going to give you the funds so you could form your own company. And it was at 8:37 a.m. I'll never forget, because for me, I believe in angel numbers, and 7 is
Absolutely.
about divine protection. And I said, okay, God, I see what you're doing. And I said, okay, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I will push forward.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
Outstanding.
Yeah,
That is a blessing.
So a lot of times we pray
Mhm.
and we want things to show up in we have the expectations. Our mind has
Right.
already created a blueprint.
Right.
It was a lady with the transportation.
Oh, I never thought about that. Right.
And
She helped
additionally,
transport me
going
forward.
through the divorce,
Uh-huh.
and your plate was extremely heavy.
Very.
So you tried to find an alternative to cope,
Yes.
which led you down this road.
Mhm.
So everything, what the enemy intended for bad, God would turn around and make it for good.
He transmuted it.
So with that being said,
Mhm.
we should not resist hard times. And I'm ministering to myself right now.
Mhm.
Sometimes you have to go through in order to get to the other side.
Absolutely.
That journey is specified just for you. And it takes you, look at your journey. Look at where you are now.
Mhm.
Even today, look what you birthed today.
Right.
We're talking about twins. I think Shavana said triplets, right?
Did I tell you
She
was
said
having?
triplets.
She said
Someone said
triplets.
triplets. Yes.
No, I was talking
No.
about you guys.
Oh,
Right,
Every
right.
time
Because I
come
told
in,
Lexi it was
they're telling me I'm
twins.
having triplets or twins.
All
So
right.
Oh, so it was
exactly.
Lexi.
Yes.
we do. She be glowing, and I'm like, she been working on twins last.
Yeah, she.
I
she
am a twin. I'm a Gemini.
Oh my
No,
God. Gemini
no,
too?
she talking about being a Gemini,
No,
but she be coming
no,
here
no,
all
no.
radiant and sparkling.
No, she worked on twins. She's birthing either something in the spirit, or she been working in the physical to birth something.
We'll,
But
I
we
we'll
can
received the
know.
see it.
first.
We can
I
see
received
both.
first. Yes,
Right.
Yes.
Both. It's both. And the alpha, I'm telling you, that baby shower gonna be on point.
Well, you know what? That would be a miracle baby, but I receive it.
No, we talking about Lexi too.
We talking about this one,
They
the
always,
co-host.
they always plotting on my uterus. They're gonna stop because they're gonna be babysitting.
Well,
That's
look,
fine. That's fine. They're gonna learn how to do taxes.
No,
They're gonna
you
like
do
the
not want to
IRS.
leave your baby
Oh,
with
no,
Shavonna. They got to feed themselves on the weekend.
Right, amen for themselves, God for us all.
No, so you can't do that on the weekend. Shavonna can't.
Never
And then
mind.
they're gonna be eating cheese and mac instead of mac and cheese.
They eating though. They eating.
Pick the baby up. You know your tax deadline.
No, she
If
gonna be
you
going
were to
off. You
have
know, you should have
twins.
had this baby instead of January 15th. You should have had it December 30th.
Nope, I wouldn't even said that. Nope.
2 girls, boy and a girl, or boys.
I really can't answer that because I'm already blessed. So I can't pick. I'm very terrible at picking anything.
You don't have boys,
like,
right?
yes, I do have one.
Oh, you do.
But I can't
Okay.
pick, like anything that's like a favorite. I'm just all over the place with stuff like that. So
I
don't
feel
think
like it would be girls.
I got a lot of them.
I have 3 boys. I'm like, okay, God, I've done some man wrong in my last life.
Oh, my
Boys,
Wait, that's why
I'm
you
such
got
a girly
boys?
girl.
Yes.
Everything about me is prissy. It's girl, all things girl. But I
So
rose
I
to the
was-
challenge.
I was afraid of actually having a daughter, to be honest, because of the relationship with my mom. So to have a girl, I was actually
But
wanting
you know what
boys.
you do, right? You denounce that. You
There
ask
is
God
healing
to,
in
Yes.
it. There
you
is
ask God
so much
to
healing in it.
revoke
Yes.
and to sever that
And
curse.
Absolutely. So I do believe that I'm the generational curse breaker. And because one day my mother will listen to this, I've already spoken with her after 3 years of not talking. And I did tell her that I forgive her. So I do want to make sure that that's clear.
And that's super important. I read something yesterday on Facebook that stopped me in my tracks. They said that mothers were the most unforgiven creature on earth. We bear all the responsibility,
Mhm.
and you come into this. We bring children into the world where we're already hurt, broken, traumatized, and we raise them with that energy and that spirit.
Mhm.
You give love at the way you know how to give love.
Right.
But the way I loved at 25 or 30 is not who I am
Exactly.
at this age.
Mhm.
So when I think about my mom, and even if I think she made a mistake, because I don't think now at this age with maturity, I don't think anything's a mistake.
Mhm.
I think my journey's designed specifically for me. I was given that mother
Mhm.
for, and whatever she was to me at the time, that's what I needed to get here. That journey
Absolutely.
wasn't a mistake, just like
Right.
you with the toothpaste. You know. So
Right.
I wholeheartedly believe that. But my mom was a teenage mom.
Mhm.
What else was she supposed to do? She did. I turned out phenomenal. All of her children. She
Mhm.
married my father. I always rejoice in the good instead
Right.
of thinking about the bad.
And that's
And whatever
beautiful.
was bad,
Mhm.
it got me here. So God doesn't make mistakes. He gave me her for a reason.
I received that.
Well, that's why I said there's definitely healing in breaking those generational
It
curses,
is.
because becoming the woman or the mother that you needed when you were a little girl is very powerful, and it's very healing for your future generations.
It
So,
is.
And
It
prayer
is.
changes. I
Absolutely.
swear it does. Prayer changes everything.
Oh, baby, I take it. Mom, she did teach me. She taught me. I mean, my mom's phenomenal.
Mhm.
It's just that I saw, I used to, I guess it was immaturity, hold her to a certain standard,
I understand
and you
that.
have to be perfect. Anything you do to deviate from that,
Mhm.
in my eyes, I was nitpicking,
Yeah.
and you didn't do this or you didn't do that. What about all? I'm pretty dope. I turned out great.
Mhm.
I am so very grateful and so full for all the things along the way. I was 6 years old when she told me, you can never love you can never love anybody with that kind of love. You have to temper it and be very selective,
Mhm.
because what you have is overwhelming. People will take advantage of it, not understand it, or misuse you.
Mhm.
So I was 6 when she told me that.
Mhm.
So what am I holding on to the bad stuff for? I'm here. And
Exactly. She saw the specialness in you.
yeah,
That's
but here I am getting to be a certain age in my 20s and judging her for whatever it was I thought she did or didn't do. She did the best she could
Right.
with what she had. And if you give I look at my son sometime and he said, "What are you looking at me for?" I said, "It would be like grandma having a kid at this age." So, I got to still tell you to go wash up. Boys,
I already know. Yes, with my oldest, when you're speaking about the pedestal, it's just making me think about him because I definitely feel as though he puts me on that.
but I had my mother on one. And then
Yeah.
as you grow older and become more resistant,
Right.
you want more independence and you see the world differently, and
Mhm.
such mom is doing it that way and this and that. You tend to start judging them as to what
Mhm.
they did or did not do.
Right.
So the fall from grace as a parent is something else in your kid's mind. So
Mhm.
I'm experiencing that a little bit now. The fall from grace is something else. So I'm actually ministering to myself, if that makes any sense.
No, it does. It does. And I'm just listening and soaking it all in. That's the one great thing about where I am in life. I've always liked to hear other people's stories because in my mind, I'm just processing. I like to be a student, and you're helping me acknowledge even what I say because I want to be very intentional of what I speak on or what I
Yes.
focus on because words are power, right? So
And our family, before me, my mom, that generation was fractured. Nobody talked to each other.
right.
Everybody had an issue.
Yep.
Oh, that will not be my stance. United we stand.
Look, I received that, and I'm claiming that for my generation and my family, my bloodline,
Yes.
moving forward as well.
So Talk toothpaste is fluoride free, which I don't use fluoride toothpaste anymore. Why was this an important decision for you?
So, with fluoride, with doing the research, I actually found out that fluoride can calcify something that's called the pineal gland. So our pineal gland is a very small but powerful gland. You know how they say have the faith the size of a mustard seed?
Absolutely.
The pineal gland is the size of a mustard seed, roughly, and it sits in the center of our brain. And that is actually what helps regulate our emotions. But its main function is that it helps to release melatonin so we could sleep at night regularly. The reason why I was so focused on this is because now I'm a mother of an autistic daughter. A big concern in the neural sensitive community and just as a whole with adults. There's a lot of times when we just don't sleep as well all the time. And with us having the high exposure of fluoride, or it can be higher exposure of fluoride in the water, in the toothpaste, if we choose to partake in that, then not only can you see the physical impact within your teeth, where your teeth are naturally browner because that could be what's called like fluorosis. But also, I just remember for me, because I actually grew up drinking tap water. And I grew up on the west side of Chicago.
Hello.
Okay. So, you know,
Where at on the west side?
K-Town.
Girl, come on through
But
here.
yes.
I drank tap water as
So
a kid
yes,
too.
but I don't know about you all. I just know for me, I had a hard time with remembering things
Yes.
and with focus. And I started to learn more of how that can potentially impact that. And basically, if you have high exposure to fluoride, that can be linked to Alzheimer's.
Yes. That's why I
Your
stopped.
Parkinson's, yes. And for those who are neurosensitive, like autistic children, they can at times have smaller glands, which is why it's so much harder for them to be regulated. So what I wanted to do was well, I still want to be able to strengthen our teeth, right? I know there got to be a healthier alternative. So we're using hydroxyapatite, which is
I was going to ask you about that.
Found in our bones. It's a naturally occurring mineral. They actually use it in surgery and all, but it will naturally strengthen the teeth as well as the added bonus of whitening the smile.
What's the difference? What makes Talk different from other natural toothpastes on the market?
So I love this question. Talk is very intentional with using all low sensitivity ingredients because, again, I keep prefacing ensuring that we have an oral care solution that is inclusive to the neurosensitive community. And the feedback that I've received is, within 48 hours of using the toothpaste, I've noticed that my gums stop bleeding. I've noticed that my teeth are whiter within a week. But we have, because of the clean ingredients, you won't see any foam. As well as there's not a messy residue because we do have to activate a charcoal in there as well. We're doing the peroxide, we're doing baking soda, all of the staples. Like I grew up with Arm & Hammer and stuff like that.
Part of what I do now is I use baking soda.
Uh-huh.
It's peroxide. I gargle with the peroxide, baking soda. I use the mineral liquid in the brown bottle, the natural mineral liquid. And then I'm using the mineral powder that makes a mess.
So a Talk is just an all-in-one. It has 21 benefits literally in one tube. It's a high premium toothpaste.
Okay, so where can I get this?
Yes, so you can find it at ourwellness888.com. But in person, we will be at the farmers market at the Water Tower on Sundays. So actually coming up this upcoming Sunday, we will be there. And with continued support, you will find us at a major retailer online that I just don't want to disclose just yet.
I got you. Yeah. So if I wanted to get some, because I'm thinking I need to buy some for the boys, I need some for my mother, I need to grab some for my sister. How can I get them immediately? Like, can I call you to get them?
So I will say primarily is through the website, but for you, we'll talk afterwards.
Me too.
Right. Did you bring some?
Right.
And because I do want to say something. It's pretty
ma'am.
interesting that we ran out of toothpaste today. And I told
okay,
no
no
it's
worries.
on my list. It's literally on my list
No
to stop
worries.
and get toothpaste on the way home.
So everyone will have a goodie. That was the surprise.
Oh, see, I love my guests. I love our guests.
Yes.
I love them.
Yes.
So how can the audience connect with you online and on social media?
So with both online and social media, please go to our Instagram page. It's called Transcend Wellness. So we don't have the vowels. It's TRNSCND Wellness. Again, TRNSCND Wellness. But if that's too difficult, go to ourwellness888.com. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you'll literally see it says follow us on social media. It will take you directly to our Instagram.
What made you come up with Transcend and the name for Talk toothpaste?
Absolutely. So both. Okay. I'm all about energy and energetic alignment. So first with Transcend, I just felt like it was very personal for me about the journey of how I started. Now it's it's about elevation. But as far with Talk, Talk is, it adds up to the number 8. Okay. So when you do the vowels, and 8 is about like power and authority. And that's the reason it's 888 in there. But so Talk, think of like Apple products. You just know it's associated with MacBooks, right?
Right.
Talk is straight to the point. And then 2, we're talking about it. We're spreading awareness. This is not just a product. This is like a beginning, a conversation starter. And as you learn more of the why behind Transcend Wellness, it's something that will create just more curiosity. So yes, we're going to talk about it. Let's talk.
I love it. And you got to open your mouth to talk. So you need good teeth to talk.
Exactly. And your breath got to smell good.
Your breath got to smell
that
good.
part.
And it tastes great because a lot of natural toothpaste, the taste is just not where it's at. But I promise you'll smell the mint through the box once you receive it. Okay.
So I'm excited because I'm telling you, it takes me probably about 20 minutes in the morning to brush, and then I disappear after I eat at lunch, and it's about another 20 minutes. It's the baking soda, the rinse, the peroxide, the rinse, the
Right.
brown liquid, the rinse. Then it's the mineral powder that
Yeah,
gets
that's
all
definitely
over
a
your
part of a
clothes.
self-care regimen, baby. No, you don't have to worry about that here. Okay, everything's in one, and I would love to know your feedback. Um, I'm feeling pretty confident
I'm
that
using
you all
mine
will enjoy
tonight.
it. Yes,
So-
I'm excited.
This is another thing, and I think Lexi and I both can benefit from this. How does your toothpaste benefit individuals with ADHD?
Yes. So because we are using both the low sensitivity ingredients as well as we aren't using the fluoride, naturally what we're putting in our mouth is helping to decalcify that pineal gland. So just for example, my daughter, she went from being nonverbal because I've worked on this toothpaste for 3 years and almost exclusively use, if I said that right, but only used. I'm human.
No, exclusively used
Yeah.
is
Oh,
good.
yeah, it's okay. Anyways, but yes, exclusively used talk. And my daughter Lauren, she went from being nonverbal to literally now saying, brush your teeth. She's acceptive of it. She went from not being able to sleep. She had a very hard time taking even naps or going to bed, at your, regular kids' time and sleeping throughout the night to I'm noticing her body is knowing how to just shut down. So within the ADH and even with myself, I've noticed that, okay, I'm able to focus better because every ingredient is clean. Our mouth is connected to even our heart. So we
Yes.
have to be careful. It starts within the mouth.
So you're saying that you can actually repair yourself
Literally.
with
Yes.
the toothpaste.
Yes.
Okay.
I need this toothpaste.
Yes. I'm excited for you all to try it.
Look, I'm making plans already.
Give us your contact information again. I have your public relations person, Lori Ogden.
Yes.
She's at LAURIO at Ogden PRCOMM.org, 773-430-0771. So why don't you give us the information where they can contact you again on your social media platforms?
Absolutely. So you all could contact us on Our Wellness, 888.com for the website, as well as Transcend Wellness, which is TRNSCND Wellness. You can find us on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok.
Okay, great. And this is Sharon Locke. Thank you so much for coming on. We've learned so much. I mean, this was super beneficial, and I'm excited about the toothpaste.
Yes.
You'll know next week. You'll see my teeth glistening next week. I have an upcoming class, the 29th and the 30th. I am discounting the class, and all proceeds are going I'm doing this as a benefit. So if you need your conceal and carry class, this is the time to do it. March 29th and March 30th. The class is only $99 for 16 hours. That's 2 days. That's a lot of work for $99. Take advantage of it. Contact us at JBO Training Academy on all social media platforms. The phone number is 844-426-6232. That's 844-426-6232. I'm Char Lewis on all social media platforms, and you can call me at 312-937-6227. Conceal and carry class, guys, March 29th and March 30th, Brokers and Bullets, $99. 844-426-6232.
I need you to offer that class after April 15th for me at $99. www.anointedaccounting 312-837-7219. Anointed Accounting is on all social media platforms as Anointed Accounting.
And it's your girl, CEO Lexi Couture. You can find me on all social media at CEO Lexi Couture on Facebook, Alexis RSA, or go to www.couturemusicmgmt.com. We want to thank you for tuning into the Super Business Women Show here on Intellectual Radio. We will see you next Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be joined with Dr. Janet Speaks as well as the CEO and founder of Hermanas Amigas Tequila, Toya J. Banks. We'll see you next week. Have a great day.
Do you think of me? Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me when you hear love